he's coming out and he's saying this man is a transformational figure. You know, because what he's talking about is transforming the status quo and the political reality that we've been living under, you know, for decades, for hundreds of years, that has been corrupt. See, now that's a hell of a challenge a man got to take on.
Yes, sir. Now, of course, General Powell, again, he's so huge, he looms so large in the American people's psyche, in that he was supposed to be the one who would be the first black or African-American president. And because of that, you know, because of his crossing over party lines, the critics and pundits on the so-called right or the conservative movement, of course, the first accusation that they put out there was that he did it because of race. Right. He did it because he's black and Barack's black. What were your thoughts on that piece? I know you heard that one.
My thoughts was this, and we wrote it, his quote right here in the Final Call newspaper. He said he came out because he was disturbed by the negative tone of Mr. McCain's campaign in recent weeks, where they were calling Barack Obama a terrorist. Mm-hmm. And his running mate, Sarah Palin, was going around talking about he's palling around with terrorists and stuff. And Colin Powell said he's an American.
Right.
And then he asked the question whether he was a Muslim or not. He's an American. You know, and so as I was reading this, I said, you know, what he brought out, he said, well, you know, he thought that was over the top. You know, he said because it was beyond just good political fighting back and forth. You know, and so when you saw that, you saw what they were trying to do was keep the people's minds floating toward what happened at 9/11, and then lump and put Obama in that.
Right.
And then they come along and they steal the election again, or they maneuver their way in to win the election again, based off the fears of the people of what they have put out in the public about Islamic terrorists. Mm-hmm. See, so when I saw that, and when he came out and he spoke to that, he put like a stop on that.
Right.
And see, that's what it takes. It takes you can't be afraid to speak truth to power. And that's what the minister's been telling all of us. You got to speak truth regardless of circumstances.
Right.
You know, and then you can stop that kind of madness, and then they have to maneuver and go some other kind of way. So now they're trying to, you know, like Barack Obama said, they're trying to throw the kitchen sink at him.
Absolutely.
You know?
And the thing is, man, all we got to do is look at Colin Powell's record. I mean, he would hardly be considered, in anyone's opinion, you know, like how they used to say in the old school, as a race man.
Yeah. Yes,
that brother has never done anything because of race.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, I'm sure at some point in his career that he benefited from affirmative action and programs like that.
Yes,
however, during his career, it's never been about race. It's about him being a soldier, him being an American, him going along with everything that the government of this country has placed in front of him because he believed in it. It seems to me sincerely that much to where he would go along, you know, superseding anything that had to do with race.
But you know, brother, one of the most powerful things when you start studying military, if you really are militarily inclined and you have a militant bearing, then when you come under instructions, your sole purpose is to carry out instructions.
Right.
You know, even if there may be a conflict, you still carry out the instruction because, you know, and then, you know, then you later on, you can voice your opinion because you're not a puppet.
Right.
Well, this man is a military man, you know, and so, you know, he doesn't have like you're saying, a biased opinion toward black or white because under his command is both black and white, and lives can be lost or gained under his command. So you can't be emotional, you know, in dealing in the capacity that he's been dealing in as, you know, first as the Secretary of State, then as the Joint Chiefs of Staff, commander, and all this kind of stuff. This man had to literally deal analytically to be effective. There was no emotional thing involved. And you have to get an order, you have to hear it and obey it and keep your military bearing.
Yes, sir.
Now, as he laid low, You know, he said, well, the thing that bothered him was they were getting outside of what should be proper etiquette, you know, in a fight for the office. Sure, there's competition. But when you take it to the point now where you're threatening, because the comments that they were making were very threatening to this man's life. Right here he says, what if he was a Muslim? Is there something wrong with being a Muslim in this country? See, so he's asking the question. He said the answer is no. That's not America. See, this country was built by everybody. But if you're spooking the people with terrorist Muslims, then you stand a chance like them two racists they caught yesterday, skinheads, who had a plan. They're gonna go and kill 100 black people, and then drive up and just start shooting at Barack Obama. See, that's crazy.
Right.
So you know, bro, I really respect Colin Powell. I like what he said. I'm not gonna campaign for this man, but I'm gonna vote for him.
Right.
You know, so that puts a stop to all that madness out there that they're trying to do to make the man look other than what he's saying, you know, and make him look like he's some type of covert agent or something in here trying to take the presidency of the United States of America. You know. Sorry, my answer was a little long on that.
No, that's all good, brother. Perfect. Perfect. Now, Barack Obama is ahead in the polls, it seems, in all of the battleground states.
Yes, sir.
In all the states that he's supposed to win, I think with the exception of one, McCain is supposedly ahead. But do you think that we can trust those polls now as it stands now? Or do you think something like the Bradley effect is a reality or can be a reality on Election Day?
Well, Barack Obama made a statement, you know, to the people that are helping him with the campaign. He said, you know, don't get complacent. He said if he learned anything from Hillary Clinton was he was winning in New Hampshire by the polls.
Right.
And then because he was winning, he slacked up and got complacent, like, yeah, I'm about to win this. And then she snuck up on him and knocked him out. So he said he learned a valuable lesson there. So he's going around once again and reinvigorating the people that are working with him in the campaign to don't let up until the actual day of the vote, man, when they're voting and the time counts. Because, you know, we have a tendency, if you feel you ahead, you know, like in football games I watch, especially the Denver Broncos. And it's a terrible you know, comparison because they just such a raggedy team. But they, you know, they have a tendency that when they're ahead by points, they relax. And when you look up, they're at the last minute and they fighting tooth and nail trying to maintain the little lead that they had. You know, and you know, you biting your nails saying, dang, these fools is about to lose. You know, and then some kind of way, miraculously, somebody on the other team makes a mistake and then they walk away with a W. So, you know, I like what he said, don't become complacent, you know, because complacency, if you become complacent, complacency can cause you to lose your focus. And then this John McCain, from all the polls that I've heard and all the commentary, he don't stand a chance. You know. But if brother if I shouldn't say that, but he is a brother, man. But if Barack Obama becomes complacent, then he'll lose. Because they're sneaking around and they're doing everything they can do. McCain is campaigning hard in Pennsylvania, in Virginia, North Carolina. He's trying to take those states. You know, he's been here in Colorado. They're trying to win Colorado. They're trying to snatch it. So that, you know, because with all the polls that they did, he can't come up to 270 electoral votes. Obama has it. You know, then you got all the undecideds. And there's a lot of undecideds because of the dissatisfaction. So, you know, he just got to not be complacent.
Yeah, and I agree with you. It's not enough. It's like the Barack Obama campaign is like a well-oiled machine, like a train that's just moving that just can't be stopped. And they've got people to register to vote in record numbers. But, you know, registering is not enough. So, of course, we have to encourage the viewers to get out there and make sure you vote. Either early voting, mail in your ballot, or get there on November 4th to vote. but make sure that you vote. And now we're not telling you who to vote for, Barack Obama, but you just make sure that you vote. We don't care who you voting for, Barack Obama, but you make sure you vote.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, brother.